Okay, so hello. Let me check it out. The, this live post on Kick and YouTube. I just want to check here. So seems like swiping Kick. I'm trying to do horizontal live streaming on Kick after a little bit of research, and YouTube seems to be in as well. Okay, just make sure that's all correct. Well, I already have everything set up basically. Uh, just need to start the work. Hi everyone. All right. We'll check the reference. Okay, here it's fairly simple. So this part gonna change the texture effect. Yeah. All right, that will explain on the way as well what I'm gonna do, like I always do usually. Hi, hello. If you're doing well, let me know if the sound is okay. Let me just make sure that it is connected. Okay. All right. Here we go. Yeah. All is good. Nice. Hi to you, kick folks as well. Trying the horizontal format on the kick and see if it's going to be any better. Let me know if you can see it properly. That is kind of important too. Okay, so much better with the right horizontal. Okay, good. My husband comments on kick and the format looks good. All right, guys. So, not wasting time, just applying the paint right on. Gonna need a lot of black and a lot of white total. And now I'm gonna show you this simple way how to put it in a good texture. I have a reference and all that kind of stuff. So I know what to do, but there is also it depends how you use the technique. Before, I would use probably a similar graining technique and it would take longer time. But then I tried something new with the sword, basically applying strict colors and then using a special brush to blend in and create those imperfections, to show the metal texture, and it worked very well. I like how it laid on, so I'm gonna do similar on the armor, and that's gonna save me a lot of time. Let's see here. Oh, hi. Okay. Hello. Applying whites again. Now you're starting with the helmet. Yeah, the upper part at least, like those two squares. And it's supposed to be fairly soon, fairly fast. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this middle-sized brush here, and what I'm gonna do is, it's quite, let's say that it's quite cloudy today. I hope the sun disappears soon. Argentina, hi. Hello, Spain. Okay, so this part, now we're gonna work on it. Let me just check the reference one more time. Yeah, I see. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna pretty much apply the black, have the dissolving liquid. It's like oily. Some cases can also use a food oil. So here I'm just gonna apply just black and grayish in the lighter areas. Okay, like this. Using like a mixed technique. wider, maybe just a little bit more like this. So now you see I'm just blending it in. I can just use strict lines, and in that case it would create the effect more of the polished iron, but I don't really want that, so I'm just gonna use that subtly. I'm not even taking out brush, so it's not the soft strokes, literally just blending in like this. Yeah. So it looks quite grainy, like an old school, ancient type of armor. Okay, here. This. I usually go from lighter to dark, but in this case, it's the background, the foundation here is literally black, and then we're gonna light it up in the using similar technique like I used here. Okay. Yeah, gotta be careful with the dissolving liquid because I don't want it to become too watery. Okay, I want it to. I want that thick layer of the paint for that effect. Okay. Well, I can basically just go straight away on this side just to immediately create that effect that we want to achieve. So right now it looks quite dark. Yeah. Let me just look back on the reference. Okay. And this point, it's gonna be light and gray. Hello, hello. You're an artist. Yes. Quite a few things. I like to do quite a few different things. Would be cool if the sword had Damascus touches. So keep camera a little bit backwards. I'll try. Is it good now? Yeah, mention of the next one, Damascus Rose looks awesome and would give even more depth. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that can be edited, I think, in the end. Even after this, all of those layers are a little bit drier. Doesn't have to be full dry. Then we can add anything else on the top. So I'll look it up and see if it's gonna fit in the concept. At least for me. I just subscribed. Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, so I'm taking this brush, which I barely used, and what I used it for, you see that like effect, sort of leafy shading effect on the sword. That's what we're gonna do here on this armor. So I'm dipping it into a white like this. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be too much of the paint. And now I'm gonna start using that technique in this square. Okay, can take more white, easy, and continue the effect. All sides gently, so it's in the places it has to be even, in some spots especially. You see, already creating that grainy, nice grainy effect. Clean up the brush. Ideally, that's what you want to do. Yeah, we can already see it's getting lighter right here and going even lighter. So, even it out on the brush. More. This. Okay, you see? Yeah, it's already creates that like I wouldn't say lower quality armor, but more like a ancient one that is not as polished, not as clean. A lot of grains right here. Okay. And we can take black again and kind of do the same so there is a contrast. It doesn't become too grayish or too single tone. Okay, let me look at it from the outside. And in the spots, you can mix it up a little bit. So again, it's not too even. Yeah, I will leave it at this point. That side is pretty much like this for now. The details. I'm a wall muralist. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a really cool profession. Hello, everyone. And I've been doing painting quite a lot lately. I'm working on this specific piece. And for those people who wonder if I'm even training, yes, I do. I actually had the training live stream. I did boxing class, and I'm joining now more consistently, specifically on the boxing class with Coach Ann because they had a very good work schedule and training schedule and specific focus on things like not only punching but some footwork, some coordination, reaction work. And tomorrow there's sparring day, so I'm gonna get back to the sparring session first time in a long while after being sick and all those things going on. So I'll live stream that and feel free to join for that. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, this side it goes even darker, same effect. Actually, mistake. I'll just apply it like this, but this brush will keep specifically for um, creating that specific texture effect. So I'm just gonna clean it up and then continue. Easy lady, very talented. Thank you. I mean, it's more than talent, it's also being consistent. And the one thing that I always wanted to be consistent is art. So I guess that's my first attempt. I've been quite consistent with this painting, and it's really definitely shows off. This should be like the new older schools trailers or something. Can you clarify what's exactly you were mentioning? Okay, I'm taking this brush again, and same technique on this one. A little bit lighter grayish. This. There are some lighter spots. Is it for sale? Yes, it will be. I will let you know whenever it's ready for the sale. Also, we're gonna make a high quality print out of it, which will be available on our upcoming online shop. So you will be able to purchase the copies, the prints as well. Okay, pretty much the layout is applied. Beautiful art, by the way. Thank you. Let me see what's going on Kick. Okay, I see. Okay, let me look at the reference. Let's have it on the same phone, so we have more of this. But it's even more pronounced here, so this is gonna get lighter. We're gonna have to make it lighter. And here, what do we have? Yeah, it's a little bit less prominent. Using white again. Now it's approximately what this. Something like this. And another side, I'm gonna go lighter, like it's quite light. This is literally like light up, like a some darker spots too. Yeah, absolutely too. So it gotta look like a reflection basically. Also remain in that rainy effect. This is one of the lightest spots, and it actually goes pretty much all the way down here to this side. Something like this. Okay, now we go light again and do the blend in as well. So same, blend it in a little bit too. And then we can this side we can just even out. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad the sun is disappearing because of the clouds. Thanks for that. Otherwise, when it's very sunny, it literally hits right here and really disturbs the process a little bit. Okay, let me just look at it from a distance. Good, not bad, but still, like I don't want that either to be too light. That is important to control that. Black now. Let's leave it at this point. So it's pretty much accurate. At least this is how it looks in reference. And yeah, it's very interesting transition here because it has to be a mild. Obviously, there has to be um, closer as well. So we will even this out, but it's quite close with the this part, and I'll add a little bit of light gray here. So the sword definition is nice and smooth right over here. We're gonna do a little bit more work, but at least up there, it's not bad already. Okay, I'll clean up the brushes and I'll show you thing closer so we can see the details. I love wet napkins for that, it just works perfectly. There we go. So yeah, the grains have ended up to be a little bit aggressive, but that can be tamed down. It's all good. The most important thing is it's coming together gradually. Okay. All right. Actually, I can use a small brush too because they're certainly visible. It's a little bit dry now, so it's actually perfect. Correct those gray areas here a little bit. So it literally looks like a reflection, and I can direct now those strokes with the same brush. It looks like a reflection, the graininess of the armor here. Yeah. Now it's a little, but quite significant touch. Here, actually can add the same directive a little bit more. Add a little bit more here. And you have like a literal wider reflection here and there. So it's makes it look even better. Something like this. Okay. Sure it's all clean. Your workplace clean-ish. It's gonna save you a lot of time and effort. And I love how the weather is changing. That gives me more time. There we go. Okay, well, I can leave this part like this at now. So let me take a little break. I'll look through the chat, and I think I'm gonna start getting to the main part. So let me see the chat. Well, a couple of people watching. Feel free to engage, ask questions. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Or good day. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, come on in. Yeah, no, just come on in. No, yeah, please don't worry about it. I'm just live streaming. Okay, so going through the chat. Yeah, my arm is a little. I have hyper flexible joints, so my arm looks a little bit weird on the camera. A dedicated YouTuber with the real talent who has long-term plans both for and art, YouTube and boxing. 3K might look like an absolute steal in the next few years. Yeah, that's my husband talking about painting, I guess, and our future goals, and singing. Yeah. Too bad you were getting interested. I bet I missed some things. Gauge painting next, some point. Okay. That's a Catholic church. Well, that's correct. There is actually one nearby, and I don't know if it's surprising or not for you, but some Vietnamese are Christians here, and I guess Catholics. Okay. Well, okay. In the chat, it seems some. Feel free to ask some questions. Even if I don't respond to it, my husband is in the chat. He can respond to those questions. And with the kick folds, a couple of people are watching at the time, but it's also more community based and a low like niche art is quite a niche. Not that many people watch it on Kick. It's a small community, so we're trying to grow that platform as well. However, the like YouTube is way bigger, and the audience is way bigger. Therefore, the reach is also bigger. Okay. All right. Gradually, gonna get moving to the main part. At least try to do something, something out of it. Uh, very interesting area. Um, mhm. My husband giving me some tips on the WhatsApp in the meantime. Uh, okay, but jokes aside, it's a very so here it's even for me it's a little bit of trick because now we're gonna have to find the ornament. I have kind of a couple options. I can just go all the way dark and then I do the actually switch the angle. Okay, I think that looks good. You can see it from a little bit wider angle. But anyway, so now I have a lot of ornaments, or I have a choice start sectioning it here as well, and really do like a clean whites and work it with a smaller brush. And okay, one second. Okay, well that's all I could do. Okay, now all the cameras are adjusted. Okay, what else do we have here? Yeah, I mean, basically, I think I'm gonna follow the second, uh, working slowly, but it's gonna be more rewarding because it's gonna transition from this. I'll start from this side, and the result's gonna be more visible, so called. So we're gonna define the lighter lines and work with a um, smaller brush, basically. That's the strategy. Okay. So then first we need to define white lines and white areas. Gonna brush to clean the brush properly. Here. Go. Okay, so these are the main lines, okay? I'm just gonna apply the pure white here, starting from the upper line, and then this. And from there I can translate. So when it comes to the ornaments, it's very delicate work, but as I said, it's more rewarding to do the way I'm doing it. Basically applying those lines and highlights. There are different ways how to do it. It's up to you to make that decision when you make it. But delicate work, I personally prefer small brush. Here we have two lines. You're gonna have to go one line, another line, and then more shading. And another line. It's quite a thick white paint. I'm not using dissolving liquid basically at all here. I want it to be reflect well, and I want a thicker layer of paint so it's more prominent. You look from the back. Okay, yeah, you can see the difference in that area. But obviously it's gonna be all more defined, more some areas gonna be a bit darker. Here it's actually goes a little bit thicker, so even from the beginning here, just gonna extend that line a little bit more, so that reflection line. Then I can go black directly, and like this area here, I'll just take black paint and just fill it up more, and that way it will already fill up the gap. I need to add up more of the black paint. Funny enough, I'm actually, for next painting, if I do black and white, I will need black paint again. So this one thing, at least more than half of it, half of the paint that too went on this painting. Here I'm also taking a like good solid black. Try to basically fill up everything with the paint. We don't want any raw places to remain. Actually, a little mistake from my side. It's not a mistake, but the actual line goes more like this. And if you do correctly, you actually can apply the white on the black. You just need to know what is the technique. Okay, but other than that, we're not working yet on. There's no point to darken it up unless before we do the whole, partially the ornaments here. Okay, so then we have another line. We have like a line there, here, coming up like this, and obviously two bottom lines here. So let's apply those first. Here, straight. So one line, neutral going all the way down here, and well, one way or another. Transits. Here you go. I'm gonna take black again just to even the line here. Just darker, fill up the gaps. usually I can do that later. Let's put another white line here. So we have two lines. That's the ornament part, and then we can fill up with the darker area after. Let me apply that, and then I'm gonna go to the chat. Okay. So here, it kind of comes out. It's interesting. It's a little shady here, but I approximately see how where it starts. And now we just go like. Doesn't have to be perfect at this point. Okay. These are strictly straight. Also, it's a painting, so we gotta improvise a little bit. Sometimes you gotta have to um, change the course from the original reference. Yeah, and learn how to navigate there. Okay. And another line, so it's quite goes quite straight up until this point. So just okay. Actually, I really like how it looks. Doesn't look bad. Okay. Well, let's take a look. Well, yeah, like you can see, it's quite thick lines, so we're gonna tame it down with the black, blacks in between and some shading, but there is no need to do it straight away right now. So first we just apply those white lines, and that's the most accurate and fastest way, and also safest way to do it. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, now it starts a little bit the harder part. Make it bigger. So let me show you. Here to the kick, and here to the YouTube, the central part of the ornaments. I'm not sure if you saw it properly, but like this is one of the things that gives that thing the whole effect. So we're gonna try to apply it as accurate as possible. Something like this. Even though it's for now it's still approximate, it already has to be put in the good place, relatively speaking. We'll have that one very interesting straight line again. else here? And that's the thing. I'm also improvising here a little bit. There's just because it looks better here. I'm not copy pasting it. It's actually not exactly the way it is, but I'm gonna add some more touches. Let's see how it looks. I love the art. Where's your accent from? It's Caucasian, Slavic, Eastern European. Okay. Actually, doesn't look bad at all. Let's add one more mild line here. Okay, well, in between we have darker areas, but it's also kind of grainy as well. So what we're gonna do now is gonna start defining light with the black, creating shadows and transitions in between. It's getting somewhere gradually. We have darker dot spots right in between the lines here. And that's the most interesting part. Here, once we apply darker too, we're gonna start blending in some parts of it. So you can see the definition, but also that it's natural, it's not too loud, not too screaming. quite focused. When I'm not talking, that means it takes my quite precise focus. Yeah, it's definitely getting very interesting. Here, darker. Now I'm just been defining the lighter areas by darkening the shadow areas. See? And blend in. So we can already light it up a little bit because here we actually have a lighter area. And I'm using dot effect here as well, a graining effect. Okay, so let's see, let's take a look at it. Why did you block me on? Jesus Christ. Okay, guys, chill out. How long has it taken for me so far? I think total, it has to be more than 10 hours, I think. But I haven't calculated precisely. Sorry, guys, I'm really sticking to the reference right now. This is kind of important to me. So, right now, yeah, I have full focus on this. So, enjoy the process, and I'll try to respond to the questions later, at least after I'm done with this part. So I'm applying the black just to create the depth. Actually, a little mistake here. That's why it's gotta be careful of doing this. Now I need to straighten up straight away just to fix that inaccuracy. So here I'm just gonna apply white. Okay, for now I'll just leave it like this. Here we go. And also here under the armor too, an extra just to make it more straight away. Like just to straighten that line up and have a more precise effect. All right, so we basically have things established here. Now the interesting part starts. So look at this. You see those grains here, right? So now we need to kind of start blending in a little bit. And before we do that, um, before I do that, start lighting it up with a small brush in the right places first. Like here, for example. It's not all of it is black and dark exactly. Some of these areas are actually quite light as well. Okay. Gotta clean up the brush again. Because when I apply white on the black, it gets messy very quickly. So we need to start kind of over. Okay, there are a couple areas that needs to be a little bit wider because they're quite prominent. And I like that effect. As I said, it can get messy, so clean up, start over. You apply white on the black. Okay, and another thing what we can do, obviously, sometimes it doesn't work, that's okay, we'll just let it dry out a little bit. So that's why this part I might start working on it, continue working on it later after that layer dries too. So it really depends. Here I add more dots, creating more of the not exactly black background, but the corridor area here as well, quite light. Okay, and now we have very interesting part here. So this is like a little bit of shadow of the sword. There here we have light, and all of that done with the very uncertain grainy texture, I would call it. So I take this brush again. I'll try to do similar what I did here. Okay. Take white, but blend it in a little bit. So we're gonna do this first. Because this is where it borders with the lighter part. Okay. And here we're not hesitant because this part kind of always a little bit blended in. Then we have also the black. Don't let it fool you. It has to be darker in some areas. So with the grain effect, you also can go a little darker. There's like a cold shadow here. So like at this point. Kind of goes shadowy. And then we have to light it up in the right spots to create a little bit of round effect, like here. Okay. Something like this. To be more accurate and careful with the darker, if I like don't want to go too dark, but I also need to do dark in some parts, then I can do a little bit of more graining, but with the black, but with a single brush like this. And I can just sing with the lighter ones too. There's nothing wrong with that, so I can do like this. Let me look at it from the side. It's kind of getting there. Okay, well, hello, hello. So, what else do we do here? It's actually, yeah, quite a prominent shadow. So, I think just to even out a little bit, not a bad idea. So, we can go a little bit of grace to just do it like this. As I said, I can always come back to that area. And what I like now, we can also bring out the parts of these lines as well, because it doesn't have to be precise actually. At least in this side. Here, the lines are more prominent, more. You can see that it's like an ornament ingrained on the metal. Like here, for example, on this. So I'm not touching, but here it's kind of blend in a little bit here as well. And those main lines too, I actually need to apply more. I'll take this one, this brush, and again, I'll use a bigger brush and I do this. Just following the line like this. Very interesting. I actually can kind of go this whole line because it's not perfectly white. Is it safer to do it with the small brush? Yes, it is. Am I risking? Not really, not in my case. If you have less experience, that kind of stuff, obviously, so you don't have to redo it. You can do it just like with a single brush, very mildly like this. And obviously, here the shadow also reflects, so it goes, even though it's the line, it's a precise line here, but it kind of goes over a little bit of the line and a little bit here too. So we can see that the line specifically goes all over here. It creates that nice dark shadow. Okay, let's look at it. Oh, I already like how it lays out. Yeah, I was a little bit afraid of this part, like the ornaments would be messy, but it actually kind of fits in the picture. We do a little bit of blending in the upper parts too, so this part as well, we can just some areas at least. A little bit grace. You just look at it, and here we have again a more like a blacker, darker area. When it comes to sword, it's interesting, but there's like a mild, there's actually very, very, very mild transition. Like you don't see that line much, so we actually have quite a white grains like here as well. We're not afraid to blend it in a little bit. Like this. She'll let me use another brush for it. Okay. Here we just have a slightly, so we just still keep that line. Okay. Well, let me take a pause. So I'm gonna take a pause now, and I'm gonna look through the chat. Yeah, my hair, my hand is getting quite dirty. Washing off oil paints from your hands is not the easiest task. It's not the easiest thing to come off. So it's happened being the first time I've been walking around like with a black charcoal hands. Right, let me look at the chat. I've been quite invested and focused on this part, and I'm kind of satisfied how it's going. So um, yeah, let me look at the chat now. So I'll point you out to her. She loves to build some female fans friends. Okay, cool. So there's some girl in the chat. The painting looks amazing, incredible. What is it? Is it? It's a paint oil, and it's a warrior portrait, basically. And well, I'm in the process of working it. You see how I'm graining out the ornament gradually. And I said there are two ways. Whether we just do the bottom texture first, and then we wait, and then we use white, or we go more precise way. But as a result, like in my case, you see how faster I progress here. It's actually really doesn't take much for me. Someone says it's you. I'll leave it up to your imagination. That's a Valkyrie. Yes. The whole idea is yes, there is Nordic reference and it can be Valkyrie. Someone thought it was from someone from the Amazon jungle, like an Amazon warrior, and that is also legit. Like in the art, I'm not gonna give you a strict boundaries. What is it? Sometimes there are paintings that you know exactly what is it, but in this case, it is open for speculation. Will you be selling it? Yes, we will. At some point, we're also going to sell prints. I'm from Georgia, same country as Merab Dvalishvili, Ilya Topuria. That's for MMA slash UFC fans. From Caucasus Mountains, yes. La paintings with no color, just the shade in. Yeah, basically just black and white oil paints. Oh, the King's Daughter. I think that Chris was talking about you, or even just an overall face tutorial. Like do a face tutorial, how to draw a face, how to paint a face. Possibly. Yes, I think I could do that. I can give you a basic proportions too, but I'm more. I'm using obviously the knowledge, the proportion knowledge, but I'm not using it strictly. A lot of building also is experience of the facial structure. All faces are pretty much the same. Yes, there's some off and on proportion, but it still lays kind of in the same similar blueprint. And just about seeing, you might even if you build like a basic layout, you need to compare the portrait if you're having a reference and if you want to copy it quite precisely. Sometimes ears go lower the line or above the line of that eye, and those kind of things. I can teach that, but it's more like I don't have a strict system that I follow. Beautiful art, thank you. It's better. As I said, I might not add anything, but might add some golden. We shall see. Very mildly, not just to give a little of the touch, maybe some um, like goddess wipes, maybe. But obviously, I'll be careful with not to ruin it. That's right, King's Daughter. Yes. Oh, welcome. Appreciate it. Thank you, Josh. And well, don't say that. Neither of us is that smart. I think even the smartest people and the philosophers and thinkers kind of said that I just know enough to know nothing. That was Socrates or Aristotle. They were always forgetting about that. So okay. Well, because I know how to paint and fight and can do other things too. Not a bad coach. So modeling is not something that I would do primarily. Okay, back to the thing. Yeah, I still have time before my work. Today, the other work. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get off the chat, go back to the thing, and try to continue as much as I can at this point. So hold up. So other than this part, obviously there's some ornaments here. There's like the central area. This is the heaviest one. Apart from this part, this is the another heavy side. So yeah, let's just get to this one. and try to continue drawing the painting on that ornament, and already gonna start. You can lock the nose and apply shadows properly and create a good border. So it's gonna start coming all together. Okay, looking at the reference now. I need to take clean brush even more, and I need to take more white, the clean white paint. Also, let me just clean this gray area a little bit. So I have a spot for clean, pure white color. Okay, here we go. All right, interesting. So we have some very interesting ornaments. Well, let's think. It doesn't show precisely. It looks like an angel, or it looks like it just ornaments kind of resembling some shapes, but it's not very precise either. So there is the like this rule for artists. If you don't know exactly what is the shape, what it does mean, just follow the line. Just keep like here. I didn't know exactly, and I didn't even copy it exactly. It's similar, and it looks good. Why not? Just stay it, keep it like this. So here I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, I'm gonna continue applying the white line all the way here. Though here at this point it gets dark, but that's okay because we can always tame it down. Finally, I'm filling up those the gaps in the canvas. Okay, here we go. Here we have. Okay, so here we're gonna shift it a little bit. The line has to be a little bit higher, that white line. So it's gonna go like more like this. Okay. And we do it like so above that gap that I created. Okay, I'll stop right here. So let's just fill up this gap so we can do something with it later. This quite a thick white layer of the. Might even have to raise it up a little bit and fill up in the back. So better proportion. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's keep it like this. Wet napkins. So before I do anything else in the center, I'm gonna define this part, which is quite important here. So go black here. And then we have, so this is not the lightest part, we have a darker line here again. So now we need to be careful. Okay. Something like this. Okay, and now we go, so the bottom, this part's gonna be the darkest part. Yes, make like interesting shading here. Square the shape a little bit. Again, I need to get quite focused here, so here now I'm defining the line where exactly it should be. Yeah, something like this. It's not bad. Okay, continue with black here. Okay, well, it's getting there. Set. Quite, this part takes quite a big focus. Okay, in this side, the nose is the darker part. So here, I'm gonna have to use gray. I mean, this part has to be lighter. It's the border now of the thing. But again, it's not too light either. And yeah, we can work on it a little bit later too. It's not the and this side is also like that. So now this is black. Lighter, thin border on that grayish. Yeah. Now this here. Okay. And here actually we need to light up the nose part because there's a little gap here and nothing wrong with getting a little bit light. Okay, and then turn it down. Well, that's not bad. Also interesting that we have a lighter line here on the bottom too, like very mildly. This, create a little bit of volume, then we have this lighter grains right here on the black. So again, it's not, it shouldn't be flat, it has to give the vibe of, there's always some shape. And here we can just, it's quite a white line here. Let's keep it like this for now. So yeah, here this side has to be a little bit lighter. Ornament goes out right there on the line. But at the same time, it borders with the darker line here. Okay. Let's look at this from the background. Oh, here we go. It is. Hello, good morning. Oh, you like the detail of the sword. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, working on it. It's a dang dope. Yes, I mean, it's getting there. Every move is more real feel. Oh, it's Vietnam actually, and here we have a Catholic church right next to us. Yeah, at some point we'll sell that painting. Like, gotta finish it first. But also gonna sell some prints as well. Um. Okay, so well, the next stage is this is quite heavy on the ornaments, and I'm kind of running out of the time a little bit. So here is the thing. What I'm gonna do now, I'll just take a break here. Okay, I'll show you the painting from close, right closer, so you can see it properly. Right. Let me just shade down this line a little bit. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so we're gonna keep working on this side here and uh, up there. And yeah, after that, gonna keep applying some details. Actually, what about this side? Yeah, we have some very interesting. Actually, let me just try something here straight away. Because I keep forgetting, waiting that eyelash effect. So I'm gonna use the bottom of it. Okay. Okay, so yeah, down here. Oh, basically from here, I'm just gonna do a little bit at least. I'm gonna apply at least some like eyelashes. Adding some more touches that I wanted to do more. Something always takes my attention. I'll add up more of the so-called eyelash effect once I'm done too. So there's no rush with it. I already added up a little bit and some shadow effect here. Dark shadow. Okay, let me look at it from the side and I'll respond to some of your questions, guys. Didn't know the Becky Lynch was the artist. Okay, here we go. I'm pretty much done. Let me look at the chat. Yeah, I managed to mess myself up a little bit. Yeah, first thing first, gotta clean my hands with the black paint. Also, my phone is dying, guys, so I gotta have to wrap it up no matter what. Um, Trying to reconnect to the thing. Okay, well, let me show you this thing closer. So yeah, basically this is how it looks from a little bit from the top. I like how the details are laying on. I already like the effect. It also looks darker in the live, so the camera lights up it quite a lot. Okay, appreciate it, guys. Well, if you already checked out my channel, you saw that I'm not only doing the art. I'm also doing boxing, a little bit of singing, and well, mindset, motivation, and community building. So I appreciate both on YouTube and Kick. Kick is something new for me. YouTube is I've been already doing for quite some time. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, I gotta wrap it up because my phone's gonna die every minute now. But tomorrow I'll be back with the sparring session, sparring day live stream, boxing. So uh, come around for that one, and probably I'll continue painting too because it's getting so much together. Like it's almost impossible. Like I want to finish it this week. So I'm probably gonna do two live streams tomorrow. One it's gonna be painting, and then later in the evening, according to local time, it's gonna be boxing. Thank you very much. Have a good day and good night, depending where you're from, and I see you in the next one. Bye.